Hey, let's talk Gillette. What's happening in Gillette? Next week, on October 1st, is a Gillette City Council meeting. Before we get to the agenda, let's take a look at some other City of Gillette happenings in the next week or two. Every year, the first full week in October is National Community Policing Week, a week focused on building stronger relationships between law enforcement and the communities they serve. As part of that, on the first Wednesday of October, police departments around the country hold Coffee with a Cop events. Here in Gillette, on Wednesday, October 2nd, you'll be able to join officers from the City of Gillette Police Department to get to know them over coffee at our local Coffee with a Cop event, from 8 to 10 a.m. at the local, 220 South Kendrick Avenue. All members of the community are invited to the event, so come to the local on October 2nd, get coffee with a cop, and get to know our local PD. Summer is coming to an end. Probably. I mean, as I record this, it's supposed to be in the high 80s and low 90s through the weekend. But, nevertheless, summer is over, and that means that the standard parking ordinance is back in effect. So remember, while you can park your vehicles on the street for 3 days before they're considered abandoned from May through September, you only get 24 hours before it's considered abandoned from October through April. InformGillette.com, the website the city used to keep locals up to date on camper information, has shifted focus to information about the Gurley Overpass. Did you know that there are around 10,000 vehicle crossings over the overpass every day? It's not that surprising, considering that there are only 5 places in city limits where you can cross the railroad tracks to get to things on the north side of town. 2 of them, Brooks and Burma, close when a train is coming through. And the other 2, other than the Gurley Overpass, are on the far edges of town, those being the Highway 1416 underpass and the Interstate 90 overpass. I guess technically there's one more, except the railroad bridge at the north end of Gillette Avenue is only accessible on foot, so that's not helpful to people in cars. If you have questions about the Gurley Overpass, why it needs to be replaced, or the proposed Mike Enzi Memorial Overpass and associated ballot measure, visit InformGillette.com. Speaking of the ballot measure, that will be one of the things you can vote on in the general election on November 5th, alongside the candidates. Do you know all the candidates and what the issues are? Because if you're going to vote in November, you really should. You can get informed by watching playbacks of the 2 new League of Women Voters candidate forums on GPA Channel 192, where each will play once a day most days up until the election, barring a couple of Tuesdays and Wednesdays where I couldn't fit them in. Or, all the time, online at gillettewy.gov/GPA. If you enjoy Dalby Park or the fishing lake here in Gillette, the city is seeking your input. There will be a public open house in the Wyoming Room at the Campbell County Public Library on October 9th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. The open house is part of the process for the Dalby Park Improvement Study, to guide future design and improvement efforts in the park, and will consider topics like water quality, recreation opportunities, floodplain mitigation, a potential expansion of Sinclair Drive, and evaluation of current and future public facility needs. There's also a survey you can fill out online, and I've linked to that in the description. And here's what's on the October 1st City Council agenda. There's a parade permit for December 7th from 2 to 2:30 p.m. on Gillette Avenue from Twin Spruce to 1st Street, requested by Abate. Looks like there will be 2 optional 1% supported projects on the agenda at this meeting. Council will vote on accepting a bid award for the Sunburst Subdivision Valve Project, and acceptance of public improvements for the 2024 Almond Repair Project. So both acceptances, except one is acceptance of the beginning of a project, and the other is acceptance of the end. Council will consider a bid award for the Wastewater Treatment Facility Administration Building HVAC Replacement and Improvements Project, and accept a bid to purchase 2 new 2025 3/4-ton 4-wheel drive long wheelbase extended or double cab pickups. City staff needs Council to grant permission for them to negotiate a pre-annexation agreement between the city and Hoskinson Biotechnology Holding LLC for property at 460 Highway 50. There will be a resolution for Council to approve changes to the city's health plan premiums and plan design changes for next year, and also a customer service fee resolution. There will be a public hearing and Council consideration of an extension to the expiration date of the liquor license for Gillette Travel Center. And from planning, we've got a couple of items. There will be the second reading of the zoning text amendment for the bus barn, as well as a resolution approving a minor subdivision in the Homestead Edition. That's a brief look at the October 1st meeting. You can find the agenda on the city website, gillettewy.gov, and click on any item link in the agenda to get a deeper explanation of the topic and see any supporting documentation. Sign up to receive meeting notices by going to the same website and clicking on the Notification Program link in the Quick Links section at the top of the home page. City Council meetings are broadcast live on GPA TV Cable Channel 192, as well as streaming online at gillettewy.gov/GPA, where you can also find past meetings archived. Let's Talk Gillette is a production of Gillette Public Access Television and the City of Gillette. For more information on city operations, visit the city's website, gillettewy.gov, or follow the City of Gillette on Facebook or Instagram.